So this is clip number 2 from me, continuing to think about Luke chapter 10 and the return of the 72, which we're going to look at, God willing, at the end of this month at IPN. And I kind of said in the first clip that I found that a wonderful perspective corrective for me as a preacher, that what matters most above everything else I might rejoice in is that my name is written in heaven. Of course, I think the other thing that passage shows us that we'll unpack at IPN is the dangers of success and pride. You probably know, like me, how powerful it can be to feel that you've preached well, to have people say that it was a good sermon. Even more wonderfully, of course, to see people's lives affected, Christians growing in grace and unbelievers coming to faith. That's a wonderful thing, absolutely something we should rejoice in, but it's dangerous too, isn't it? That powerful feeling of success that can so easily lead to pride. It's interesting when you look at that passage, most commentators, when they hear Jesus' words, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven, think that Jesus is probably speaking there of him envisaging Satan's downfall as the kingdom breaks in, as the 72 and he are ministering the gospel. And quite possibly that's the case. But interestingly, J.C. Ryle and some others think that Jesus mentioned that and said, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven to warn against pride. Because Jesus could have been saying there, of course, I remember seeing Satan, that glorious angel, fall in his pride as he rebelled against God. Watch out for such pride. And it is definitely a trap for preachers to live and die by what people think of our preaching. So if I can encourage you in this short video clip, as you're preparing to preach, and as you preach, and as you, very importantly, I think, get feedback on your preaching, and as you rejoice that God is using your preaching, let us be on guard that we don't slip into pride and that we're not seeking success in the eyes of the world. And remember again that the perspective corrective is this, that the thing that matters most is not that our preaching ministry is a successful one, but that people grow in grace and come to faith, and that we know that grace has worked in our lives and that we are secure and heading for glory.